Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a popular fan shipping amongst the 100 fans. Now, I know this is a touchy topic because there are a lot of fans who like this shipping between Clarke and Bellamy and fans that hate it. I'm just going to give my thoughts and opinions on it and if I think it'll ever happen. So if that's something you're interested in, or the 100 is something you're interested in general, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss any more 100 content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. Now this is a topic I have wanted to talk about for a couple months now, just hadn't gotten around to it. It was on my list of videos to do. Just kind of got pushed to the back burner just due to life and other video topics that I wanted to get out prior to this. But I finally wanted to get to it because the news broke earlier this week that Bob Morley, I think that's how I pronounce his name, and Eliza Tyler, I apologize if I butchered his name. I suck at pronouncing names, so bear with me please. But it was announced that both of them ended up getting married over, I guess, recently, which was news to me and I guess to a lot of people. I guess no one knew that they were actually dating. Nonetheless, I guess engaged, but they got married, and so technically, in a weird way, I guess you could look at it as, yeah, they are together, just not their actual characters on the show. Now, I think that's very interesting, and it adds something to a lot of the fans that the Bellarke fans, I guess you'd call them, are looking at or want to happen, or talk about how they have good chemistry on screen. I guess you could say that they actually do, due to the fact that the actresses are actually in a real relationship together in real life. So it actually makes sense that fans would have that feeling like they actually have this chemistry and this bond. Now, overall, to me, if you want my honest 2 cents about the shipping between Clarke and Bellamy, I honestly have zero care. When I watch a show, whether it's The 100, The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, or anything for that matter, I honestly don't care about shipping. I could care less. I mean, sure, are there characters I think would make interesting couples? Do I see characters that I think, it'd be interested to see their dynamic if they got together? Sure. But it's not like I'm like rooting for them to get together and I'm like want them to get together. I'm just like, okay, if they get together, that'd be an interesting story arc or storyline that could follow in the show. I don't care if they end up getting together or not. But I want to talk about, will they get together? Will they ever get together on the show? I know people always go to the books and say, Bellamy and Clarke are together in the book, so they have to be together. That's not honestly true. The TV show is just an adaptation of the book. It's just based on the storylines from the book. Look at The Walking Dead, for example. In the books, Rick was in a relationship with Andrea, but in the TV show, he ended up in a relationship with Michonne. They don't always follow that, and I like that when shows don't always follow those roles and those models that the books have let out for them. I like it when they diverge into different paths, as long as they do it good and have a good and interesting storyline. I don't care. As for the 100 though, I don't see Bellamy as the love interest on the TV show. When you got a main character like Clarke, you got a main character has to have 3 other characters that are important to that character. You got the dynamic ally, the love interest, and then you got the mentor character. Take, for example, The Walking Dead. In The Walking Dead, you got Rick Grimes. His dynamic ally was Daryl. His love interest was Michonne. And every now and then they would kind of switch off on mentor roles. It'd be Glenn, Herschel, Dale, Morgan, Father Gabriel. It always kind of switched off on there. But on the 100, if you look at the 100, Bellamy is the dynamic ally character. You got Abby, who's the mentor character. I know a lot of fans will argue about the love interest, because Clarke at the moment really doesn't have a love interest at the moment. And I'm curious to see what goes on here, because if you remember, for a long time she was with Lexa. Fans loved that. Then she kind of got with Nyla. Up until, I'd say, about probably end of season 4, maybe some of season 5, they had some moments together. Nyla was the love interest, but at this moment, I don't think she has one. So I know a lot of fans will probably say, well, Bellamy could be the love interest. Okay, sure. But the purpose of his character is to be the dynamic ally. The purpose of the dynamic ally, the love interest, and the mentor character is to bring out different sides to our characters and to give our character different things to act off of, like how they interact with these different characters. You can't make like Raven her dynamic ally. Raven's a static character. She really doesn't have like story arc to go along. While Bellamy and Abby sort of do. You need these characters to be dynamic characters. You need that. A love interest is kind of an odd space because they don't need to be dynamic. They could be kind of static characters. But for this, in all intents and purposes here, I would say you probably would want a dynamic ally. I'm curious to see if season 6, if Clarke ends up getting a love interest again, depending on what goes on. You could probably say that maybe Maddie's in that role as the love interest. I know that sounds weird, but as for a love interest, you could say that it's a bond that she has as a mother and a daughter that could add in a different dynamic. I don't know. That's a weird one there. I could kind of see them doing that. Because if you think about it, Maddie was introduced at the end of season 4, beginning of season 5, right after Clarke ended her relationship sort of with Nyla. So that could kind of classify as kind of having a love interest. Not in like a romantic way, but as in a caring way in a sense. Look, I do not believe that Bellamy and Clarke will end up in a romantic relationship. The only way that would happen is probably if one of two things. Either it'll happen in the season finale, or series finale. Sorry, I didn't mean season finale, I meant series finale. Or if the show is like legitimately dying and on its last legs, which it kind of already sort of is, it would only happen at that point. If the show is like nearly like on its deathbed and like about to die, then they'll probably do something like that and have it on and again, off again relationship between the two of them, or will they, won't they? Just to kind of try to keep fans hooked. They probably have an idea that fans want this. They just probably aren't going to act on it because they really can't. Like I said, they could make him both the dynamic ally and love interest, but it hurts the story more than helps the story. You want the roles to be kept separate. You don't want to merge the roles into one character. You want to keep them to two separate characters. Look, I know fans want this, and I know fans are begging for it, and you go into Twitter or whatever, and you go for every comment, and it's like, we need more Bellarke. This must be happening. And it's like, I know fans like this and want this, but I feel like fans need to calm down a little bit about this. There's this whole thing of like, if they don't do it, they'll riot. Now, then there's the argument about Lexa and Clarke, because there's the whole clexa fan, and they hate this idea, and they want it dead. I think if Jason was smart with the writing, he wouldn't go down this road as well. Because I think if he did, it would piss off a lot of fans that want this to happen, even though they aren't really fans anymore, that they're just hoping that it will happen. I think it would hurt the show even more if they did that. Because it'll just look like bad press for both Jason and the writers. It just doesn't make the show look good. And I think it would make the Lexa fans angry at Jason even more. I think for all intensive purposes that they need to keep them just friends. Personally, I like the idea of friends. I think it's really stupid that you automatically, when you watch a show, you see a guy and a girl talk and it's like, oh my god, they gotta get together. No. Since when have we gone into this world where a guy and a girl end up, talking and they can't just be friends? Why can't that be a thing anymore? Like, I feel like that used to be a thing. Or at least in things I saw, it was a thing. But now it's like automatically the two characters interact, they meet, and it's like, boom, they have to be in a relationship. No, that's not how it really works. Like, just because you want them to be in a relationship doesn't mean that they have to be. They can be friends, and I think keeping the characters together as friends is better. I think just pushing them into a romantic relationship will hurt the story. Personally, I feel like it would feel forced, and I just don't like the idea of it. I want them to remain friends. I think they work better as friends. They have a better dynamic as friends, and I think it would just benefit the story better if they just stayed friends. So yeah, guys, those are my quick thoughts and opinions regarding Bellarke and Bob and Eliza getting married. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss any more 100 content from me moving forward. This has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.